on YouTube, I love watching a That Girl routine. I really do. And not because I think that we should all be a certain way or we have to do certain things every day, like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to be at our best. But I do think it's fun to see what makes other people feel their best or most aligned or most actualized. And I also think it's fun and interesting to see, based on the type of job. Are they a full-time influencer? Do they have a 9 to 5? How do they have this That Girl routine when they work a 9 to 5? You know what I mean? So I think it's super fun. I think it's amazing for your health when you prioritize having some sort of a routine, whether it be morning or night or whatever it is. And I do think that there may be certain things you want to do to become, air quote, that girl, but I don't think there's things that you must absolutely do. Let's explore that on this episode. Hey, Nadie here. I just wanted to pop in really quickly to remind you to please subscribe to this podcast if you're enjoying it, if you made it this far, and give us a rating on Spotify or Apple or both if you have the time. Giving 5-star ratings gets this podcast out to more and more ears and to those that need this type of content. So if you want to support the podcast, please give us 5 stars on whatever platform you are listening on. And if you want to support the podcast with your wallet, there is a link in the show notes that says support this podcast. If you would like to donate to us, if you want to help make sure that we have everything we need to keep getting episodes out to you every single week and improving our quality every single week, that would be an amazing way to help as well. So again, please subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an upload. And thanks again so much for listening. Now let's get back to the episode. Welcome back. Hey. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, but hopefully a whole lot of fun. I'm going to share my personal BTS morning routine with you guys. And it's basically a mix of chaos, nonsense, decisions, and gentle rituals that all come together to get me started on the right foot every single day, on the correct foot, I should say, every single day, because I'm a lefty. So buckle up. Let's dive into this chaos. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. It should be a little bit funny, but also helpful for you to hear my own special version of a That Girl routine. And of course, before we get started, as requested, this morning while I'm recording, I am drinking another tea. I don't always drink tea, but the last few times I've been drinking tea. This morning, I'm drinking a Simple Twinnings English breakfast tea, nice caffeine in the morning, with a lot of honey and just like a little drip drop of milk, almond milk. That's what we're drinking. So let's get into it. My morning routine typically starts off with a battle between me and my alarm clock because I press the snooze button at least 2 or 3 times. Every day that I have to work, every regular work day, it's going to be the snooze button. So I don't know if you guys know how it works. I know a lot of us set several alarms on our phones and stuff like that. I set one alarm and it's on an alarm clock and I hit that snooze button several times before I finally get up. Any roommate that I've ever had since college is well aware of my alarm clock shenanigans and how loud and annoying they are because it's true. It's very, very true. But I do have a few hacks. I have like 3 specific hacks that I do that help me get up and start the day properly, even though I do have to press that snooze button several times. The first thing that I do is that I typically set my alarm 10 to 15 minutes earlier than I need to get up. So if I know I need to wake up by 8, I typically set my alarm for 7:45 and, snooze a couple times. And most snooze buttons, just like on your phone, you press the snooze button once, it snoozes for 10 minutes, you press it again, it snoozes for 9, press it again, snoozes for 8, and so on. I set it 15 minutes early, and my clocks in general, any standing clocks that aren't on my phone, I set 5 minutes ahead. So if I set my alarm for 7:45, when it goes off, it's actually 7:40. So even that It's that little hack, little trick I do with myself because I struggle to wake up, to rise up and open my eyes and stand every single morning. It is a problem. Both of those are my hacks. And then my favorite hack that I actually tell clients to do, the first two are kind of mine. I don't typically tell people to make the suggestion that they try that. But what I do ask clients to try to do is get an actual alarm clock and not rely on your phone to wake you up every morning. And I've had an alarm clock since I was like 7 years old, and my mother bought me that amazing Nickelodeon slime alarm clock that had all the buttons and little gadgets and what have you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like $150 on eBay right now. Y'all know exactly which clock I'm talking about. I got that clock as a 7-year-old, and I've had an alarm clock my entire life ever since. Again, you can check on my roommates. It sucks for them, but I need to get up and be productive every day. I suggest getting an alarm clock, and the thing that I do that I've done my whole life is put my alarm clock across the room for me. It's not next to me on my nightstand. It's across on my dresser or wherever across from me is in the way my room is set up in that given moment. And that way I have to literally stand up and walk to it or crawl to the very edge of my bed and click it and touch it to hit that snooze button. And then I'll pass out back into the bed. And it's really funny, but again, there's evidence of this, that I will hit my alarm clock and I will fall asleep. That 10 minutes, I go back into a deep sleep. It's crazy. I've checked my health app. I fall back asleep. It's insane. It boggles my mind every time, but it is what it is. That's that's my life setup. So that's the first thing that we do. We hit that snooze button several times before we actually get up. Then once I'm actually up, I go through a few morning rituals, which is to go to the bathroom, turn the AC off, put my workout clothes on if I'm going for a walk or a workout, and that kind of cycle. I'll go to the bathroom in the morning, go potty, whatever, and then I go downstairs and turn the AC off because typically I keep it colder at night, turn it off or put it up to 73 or whatever I'm going to do. And then this is where we make a decision. If I'm going to go work out, or I'm just going to go for a walk, or I'm going to do nothing and just start getting ready for work. So this is where the routine kind of can vary. But let's say it's a regular workout day. If the weather's good, I'll take a quick 15-minute walk and then I'll head over to the gym. I cannot guarantee that I'm going to do the That Girl cute matching set. That's one thing that it's like a hit or miss. Sometimes I'm going to be cute. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm just going to put on whatever I got closest, pull it out of the dirty clothes even, judge me if you want to, and just go. Like, it don't even matter all the way what it is. What I'm not going to forget is to fill my water bottle up to the top with ice. Is to overfill my water bottle to the brim with ice and just a little bit of water. That's what I will never forget to do, and you can guarantee that. I will always fill my water bottle to the top with ice. So, it's the little things. It's the little things. But that's kind of the, what would you call it? Like the fork in the road in the morning. Am I going to work out or not? Am I going to go for the walk first, or am I going to hit the gym first? Whatever. So we go do that. Say it's a workout day, like I said. We're going to go for a short 15-minute walk. Then we're going to head to the gym and come on back. And now the third part of my day, is one of my favorites. This is like the best part of the day potentially, which is the joy of breakfast and skincare. These are my favorite parts of the day. So after the workout, I typically come home and make a beautiful breakfast. Like, I do skip it sometimes. I don't skip breakfast. I eat in the morning, but I rarely skip cooking a good breakfast. And I usually take some time during the breakfast cook to like go ahead and take my vitamins or my health shots or whatever I'm going to take while I'm cooking, because I typically like to take my vitamins on, I don't like to take my vitamins on an empty stomach. So if I know I'm about to eat, I'll go ahead and take them, or I'll bring up a little cuppy with them when I start to eat. But I make, it's going to be eggs. It's going to be breakfast. Whatever it is, I'm going to slow myself down and make breakfast. And then some of you know on Instagram, I also make my breakfast drink. So whether that's a tea or a doggone coffee or a matcha, and I made my own cold foam. Like, I take my time with breakfast is the point. just like today. Like I told you, drinking my Earl Grey. I kept it simple, splash of milk, because I knew I was about to get to work on recording this for you guys, so I didn't get too crazy with it. But I did already eat breakfast. It's 10:21 right now. I did already eat breakfast, and it was stunning. I tried to make eggs, like scrambled eggs, the way Gordon Ramsay taught Sean on Hot Ones. You remember that episode from a few years ago with Gordon Ramsay? Hilarious. But at the end, he teaches Sean how to make like the perfect scrambled eggs with like creme fraiche and like in a pot and not in a pan. And I tried to do that today, and I put it over toast with some green onions and a little bit of red pepper flakes. Fire, 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 fire. And I didn't have creme fraiche. I had some Mexican crema. We made it work, but it was stunning, is my point. Stunning. So that is one of my favorite things in the morning, and I just hate to skip it. If I ever have to skip it, I am not a happy camper. And then once I eat, drink my tea, do my thing, I'm going to go and do my skincare. Another favorite part of the day. So after I record this for you guys, that's what I'm going to go do before I start my first session for the day. I'm going to go do my skincare. A daily highlight, if there ever was one. With the skincare routine, multi-step. I'm one of those girls, multi-step routine. I got all kinds of serums and exfoliants and this, that, and the third and the seventh. But if I'm lucky, after doing all that, if I'm lucky, which today, checking the time, I have an appointment at 11 and I'm still talking to y'all at 10:23, we're going to see. But if I'm lucky, I'm still on time by this point. And if I need to, I can squeeze in a shower before I do all that skincare and maybe possibly do my hair. This is where the that girl part starts to fall apart. Because typically, if I don't have time to take a shower, I'm going to go ahead and do my skincare and like look like something and then take a shower during one of my breaks throughout the day. So it's like, it's a luck of the draw. More than likely, I will not be on time. More than likely, I'm not taking a shower in the morning. It's going to be at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I get my first break for the day. But skin is popping though. Hair might even be done. And that's a 50-50 chance also. The hair is definitely a 50-50 chance. Like, it's just as chaotic as this episode is, that's what my morning looks like. Once the skincare routine is done and I have to start making choices, the chaos. The chaos. It's a race against time. It's literally a race against time, because the final stretch of my morning typically involves like, finding a top. Now I got to figure out what shirt I want to wear. Usually it's yesterday's. To be fair, usually whatever top I'm going to wear is going to be yesterday's. And then I have to decide from breakfast time, if I made a caffeinated beverage, then I would have already drank it. And so I'm just going to go get my water set up and like make sure I got my ice full to the top and do all that. But sometimes in the morning, I just drink water and I wait to drink my caffeinated beverage because I like to show a cute, fun drink to my clients in the morning. So let's say I did not make my caffeinated drink at breakfast. I have to run downstairs and throw something together to make a cute, fun drink that brings me joy in the morning and also delights my first morning clients. So, these things take time, but I don't be having it. So I make my caffeinated beverage, let's say that creative, enjoyable part of the ritual. And then I'm racing back upstairs at top speed, racing back, already 2 minutes late for my first session, racing. And mind you, I've probably also been on Marco Polo talking to my besties. Like, there is such nonsense that happens in the morning. Like, once we get past breakfast, it is a race against time, I tell you. And then I sit down, turn on the computer's probably already turned on at some point. I probably came in here and hit the button to like let it start to boot up. Open up the camera, take a look at myself, grab one of the 6 or 7 lip glosses that I have sitting in front of me right now. I got a Sephora, I got a ColourPop, I got a Maybelline, I have a Milk Makeup, I have a Revlon, like whatever's moving me. Once I look at myself and see the final product, I'll pick a lip gloss, slap that sucker on as I'm giving my good mornings in the video to my client. And then have my earrings in hand saying my good mornings on the video to my client as I'm sliding the earrings into my ears. Like, that's the morning. Like, I'm not even quite done by the time I say, hello, how are you? to my first client of the day. So it does get a little wild. But to me, I mean, it feels like a that girl routine. It feels like I'm doing it. If I did the same thing at 6 o'clock in the morning, starting at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5:30 in the morning instead of 7:45, maybe it would be different. Maybe potentially it could be a little bit different and less chaotic. But the way I'm doing it now speaks to me. It moves me. And I don't hate it. There could be maybe even a 6:30 every now and then, but most of the time I get up about 7:30, 7:45. To be fair, I was doing 6:45 for a while instead of 7:45, but your girl needs sleep. She needs to sleep. She needs 7 hours. She needs 6 hours at minimum. So, we're working on it. But that's basically the routine. I would love to know what you guys do as your that girl routine. And when I say girl, I mean everybody. I would love to know what you guys do as a part of an official that girl routine that really moves you and energizes you for the day, as well as makes you feel like your very best self. Because when it comes to morning routines, to me, I think they're amazing and helpful for grounding and getting you focused for the day and helping you feel at your best just for that moment. Like if you can only have this part, this hour, this 10 minutes or whatever it is before you start your work day and everything else goes to shit or you can't control anything else, at least you had that. And I think that's like so important and so valuable for most people. And I think a lot of us fall into this trap of striving for perfection and striving for the best and comparing ourselves to other people, like when you watch those that girl videos. But the thing is, like, perfection is extremely overrated, first of all. Like, what works for one person may not work for you. Like, perfection, even in your own context, what does it mean? If you were to achieve like this perfect thing, would you even be able to appreciate it or notice that it's air quote perfect, or would you find something else to critique about it? Enjoying the journey and enjoying the experience and creating and building an experience around yourself, to me, sounds more effective than looking for it to be just right and consistent every single day, all the time. Do it just right, blah, 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 blah. Like, that feels like stress and not fulfillment. If ultimately being fulfilled and being our best selves that we love to be and we want to be is, if that's the goal, Instead of chasing that idealized version of routine, I would definitely encourage you to focus on what makes you feel good, what works for your unique style. You see me, you see how I'm doing it. It's nonsense, but it really does work for me. Again, if I woke up maybe 1 hour earlier towards the end, it could be a little less chaotic, but it works for me. I'm not skipping cooking breakfast. I'm not skipping my skincare. Maybe I will go to the gym or not go to the gym. Maybe I go for the walk, don't go for the walk. But there's certain things that this is what keeps me going every day. And it's okay if your routine isn't super polished like mine or whoever's and doesn't start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's okay if it doesn't start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's more important that it brings you joy. It's more important that it helps you face the day with positivity. It's more important that it aligns with your own personal goals and preferences and what's in the bounds of your capacity. Because if you have a 9 to 5, maybe you have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. If you work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., you got some choices. So remember, it's not about ticking boxes or meeting someone else's expectations or trying to attain someone else's routine. So y'all might have heard my routine. Someone might have heard it and is like, "Oh, girl, you're doing too much." You're doing too much. So it's not about trying to meet another expectation or model after someone else. It's about understanding that you can do whatever routine works for you. And embracing those beautiful things, those imperfections, those unique quirks of yours that are important to you, and do more of them. Do them daily, do them regularly. So I really hope that you all go out there and create a morning routine that supports your well-being, supports your happiness, no matter how unbalanced or unconventional it may be, okay? I hope that you go out and do that. I hope that my chaotic morning routine and this little bit of motivation gave you a little bit of motivation to embrace imperfection and has inspired you to find your own path when it comes to starting your day. Remember, it's all about what makes you feel good. Thanks so much for joining me on this episode. Until next time, be open-minded and be kind to others. I'll see you soon.